you all. We've made it to Friday, and in this season of Lent, in this season of Easter, in this season of the resurrection, it is Good Friday. So happy Friday, and to the celebrants around the world, which really includes everyone, because when you look at the ideas that have been put forth by all the world's religions, by all the world's wisdom traditions, there is a Good Friday or a Good Friday-like concept in all of them. And it's so interesting, on these big major holidays, most people celebrate regardless of their religious tradition, and this is an interesting one. So here we have an Easter, another one for many of us, our second one, occurring in the midst of a global pandemic, in the midst of the world trying to get these vaccinations out, in the midst for some of us, perhaps gathering for the first time with friends and family that are vaccinated. I know in this household, man and wife are vaccinated. So, and now, on to our boys. Hopefully they will be soon. So what do I want to talk about with you all on this Good Friday, this sacred day, the energetic imprint of this day that encircles the globe? And it's about transformation, isn't it? It is about that giving up of life, is it not? It is about that time on the cross. And don't we all have our time on the cross? So I want to share a couple of ideas with you this morning, and then the results of an activity called Dialogue with a Symptom. Dialogue with a Symptom. And the idea of crucifixion. So, what does crucifixion mean? It means the crossing out in consciousness of certain errors that have become fixed states of mind. So that's the metaphysical meaning. Let me say that again. It means the crossing out in consciousness of certain errors that have become fixed states of mind. It is the enactment by a master of the final extinction of the carnal mind or the lower mind, the giving up of the whole personality in order to be the highest mind. So the giving up of the whole personality in order to step into the highest mind. And this is what the crucifixion represents, the overcoming of the lower mind to go into the higher mind. So we can look over that and think about the overcoming of our lower chakras, and they're being completely based in the struggle of survival when they're out of balance, to the ascension into the higher chakras. So from the fourth chakra up, the transmutation that takes place in the heart, and we go into the higher chakras and we evolve toward metabolizing a higher consciousness. So we also know that we can look at the meaning that every time we give up an erroneous thought process, that also represents crucifixion, right? It's the crucifixion of ideas that hold us back in spirit, hold us back in evolution, hold us back in our body. So for example, when you drink that sugar-filled soda, I'll use this as an example, because we know that sugar is not a good thing for our body. That's an error thought. You know that you're not supposed to be putting that many chemicals and all that sugar in your body. Most of us know that. So that's, but when we give that up, That's a crucifixion of that idea that's no longer serving us. We have just ascended into a higher plane of consciousness. And it also represents sacrifice, because for some, when you're first doing that, it is a sacrifice. So the 3 days that the avatar Jesus was in the tomb represents this 3 steps in overcoming consciousness, and there are 3 steps. First, non-resistance, because why? What we resist persists. 2, the taking on of divine activity, the taking on of divine activity, or receiving the will of God in your life, or receiving the will of your best and highest self in your life, really receiving that so that your next footsteps can be ordered. And third, the assimilation and fulfillment of divine will. What? Thy will be done? Thy will be done? So beautiful, those 3 steps, metaphorically looking at about those 3 days in the tomb. So this is an opportunity to deny the self so that you can unite with the selfless. This is the contemplating on the idea that you can give up the mortal, that you can attain the immortal, that you can dissolve the thought of the physical body, that you may realize the spiritual body. So this is the mental process that we can reflect on all these 3 days, which is so magical and so special. Now, this is my first Easter without 2 of my most dear beloveds, my Aunt Jean and my mom, Alma. And I thought that I might wake up very sad the closer that I got to this Easter holiday. This was one of my mom's and also my Aunt Jean's favorite holidays, because we would gather with our families and there'd be celebration, there'd be prayer, there'd be sunrise service. But instead, I woke up with the energetic imprint of joy and happiness, even as I go through my own crucifixion, if you will. So I'm grateful for that. I'm thankful for that. And I'm excited. I'm happy about that. And then we're going to get into the dialogue with the symptom. And we can affirm, and then we'll have our meditation. So I'll say it now to implant it in your mind. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And so I woke up comforted. I woke up comforted, and that was such a blessing. I dreamt of my mom this morning, actually. So very glad to see her. So dialogue with a symptom is an exercise or an activity that I learned during my training with the Center for Mind-Body Medicine. And it is an activity that I go through with most of my small groups and most of my clients one-on-one. So this is when you take a thought, a physical symptom, or an emotion that's challenging to you, and you dialogue with it almost like you're writing a play with it. So this was a dialogue with a symptom that I wrote last weekend. So you'll see why I just did that affirmation in a minute. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, thy rod and thy staff comfort me not. Well, not always anyway. You came unbidden, unleashed upon the world, as not one of us has not been through your valley this year, your deep and shadowy ways. You are a cavern so deep, mysterious. We all must walk through your valley one day to exit this human plane of existence. I know that I am seeing you to learn your deep and mysterious ways so that I may teach others. And I notice how big, how scary and endless you are. Yet I have also seen and felt your immense peace and gentleness for those who are near your veil. And they just reach out their hand, you pull them through quickly, quietly, without a sound. There is no struggle. I am in this valley and know I will be for a while, here as a midwife to the mystery to help countless souls cross over and through this valley. You are part of the mystery that runs through me as me. I know you want me to get to know you. Yea, I know, be still and know that I am, that I am, that I am God. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I am asking that you will let the father of my son walk a little longer. Let the healing be complete. Let love be the mountain range that surrounds the valley. Let love be the summit. Is that what you want me to teach and share? So be it. And my walk continues. Thank you. So, beloveds, on this Good Friday, I ask that you take a nice deep cleansing breath in and let it out. Take a second deep cleansing breath in and let it out. Now take the biggest, deepest cleansing breath you've ever taken. I mean that you've ever taken. And answer in this state of relaxed awareness, what is on your cross? What thoughts are you crucifying on this day that you are letting rise up to the heavens to be transformed and transmuted in you? And together we affirm, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. My best and my highest self is with me. Thy rod and thy staff, my inner wisdom is thy rod and thy staff. They comfort me. Deep cleansing breath in and out. Deep cleansing breath in and out. Deep cleansing breath in and out. Beloveds, may you walk in your sacred walk with your best and highest self on this, the holiest of weekends. Ubuntu.